What up, design champions? This is what we'll be making in today's tutorial. So if you want to make this, follow along. Aliens, bruh.
Force and the hope and the determination.
Let's get started. This video will hopefully show you the basics of animating. So you'll start with an image in Illustrator, and then we'll take it to After Effects. That will be our workflow. So for me, I have this image that I've just created in Illustrator. So if you don't know how to create an image like this in Illustrator, go find some Illustrator tutorials and make something cool. So let's say, assume that you've made something like this, a planet with a flag. That'll be pretty baller. Now, everything I want to animate in After Effects has to be on its own layer. So if I want all of these stars to kind of spin or show independently, they need to all be on different layers. And that's what all these layers are. This layer is the background, so I'm gonna actually name it BGGGGZZJJ. Okay, done. And then the flag is named flag, good, and the pole is pole. Planet is called planet apricot. And then the text. Okay, good. So I want the text, the flag, the pole, and every part of the planet, I want to be the same thing. Okay, so once everything you want to animate is on a different layer, then you go File, Save. And I've already saved this as, what did I save it as? Planet, Janet, Animation, Asset, Canet. Okay, so that's saved to the desktop. Now, what you want to do is go to After Effects. Perfect. And in After Effects, go New Composition. And then we'll name this Planet Jetman Jacobs Rollin' Animation. Again, okay, perfect, fine, sounds great. Ooh, who's Jetman Jacobs? I have no idea. And then duration, I'm gonna make it about 8 seconds. 8 seconds is fine. On this page, the only thing you need to worry about is the size and the time, basically. Everything else is fine. Press OK. So now we have a box. The reason why I'm using 1080 by 1080 is so you can post it to the Gram Zizzle. And you can put it on your Instagram, which takes square dimensions, which I think actually Instagram prefers 640 by 640. So it might not even take 1080 by 1080. I don't know. But I think it will. So what we're going to do now is we're going to find our Illustrator file. So this file right here, Planet Janet Animation Canet, is the one we want. We're gonna pull it into this left area box here. Now, it'll give us some options. So if we wanted to, we could go footage and we could like choose which layer we wanted to bring in if we only wanted one layer, but we actually want the whole file. So we'll go composition. And now we'll hit OK. Perfect. Now I'll show you how cool Adobe is, because if I open this folder, the one that I just brought in, see how it has the Illustrator image? That's super cool. Now it has all the Illustrator files. So pull it in to the bottom left here. And we can say, oh crap, we can't see anything. And that's because it put our background layer up top. So we'll just click and drag that to the bottom. So nice, we can see everything except our flag, zoom in, Control plus, is above our pole. So we're gonna move our flag just a little bit down behind the pole. And this one is pole. And then, did I say anything else wrong? No, I think that's it. That's good. All right, first off, what I would like to do is probably separate. So all of these layers are just stars. Look, if I hit the eye, all the stars are gone. So what I'm gonna do is press the little color box and make them fuchsia, also pronounced fuchsia, but fuchsia is a little bit more edgy. All right, and then I'm gonna move everything else, everything but the stars. Actually, the background, we want to keep it in place. So we'll move everything but the stars in the background a little bit further right so you can't see them. So this thing in our right area is like our playthrough menu thing. So if we press spacebar, we can have it play. So it'll start, and then all of our stars appear here, and then all of our planet stuff appears here. Oh, that's the problem. We can't see the text. The text we have to put above the flag. If something like this happens, it means that you're inside this little text area, so just hit X up there, and we'll move that above flag. Now we can see everything we need to. So what's very important to begin with is to move the anchor point of each star. So this first star is this one over the right here. So we need to move our anchor point so that we can have it like expand in the middle of the shape. It's just important to move the anchor point at certain times. So we're gonna press Y and then click and move it on top of the shape. So we'll do the second star, which is this one in the bottom left. We'll press Y and then we'll click and drag the anchor point onto the star. And now we'll go quickly, as quick as we can. Zoom out a little bit so I can see which star it is. Bottom left. So we'll hit Y and move it on top. Good. Why did I make so many stars? I don't know. Because I wanted to light up the night sky like your heart. Okay, now we hit Y, move this over there. Ah, good job. You're doing really well. Thank you. You're so encouraging tonight. Normally you're terrible. Okay, now we'll keep moving the anchor points on top of the stars until we have all the stars where we need them to be. As we're playing video games for a long time helps. Not that I'm very good at this, but if you were like super good at video games, you'd be really good at that part. Okay, so now all of the anchor points are exactly on top of the shapes where they need to be. That's great. Let's get started on our first actual animating step, which will be animating this star. Zoom in, Control plus to zoom in right here. So we're gonna select all the other stars and just click and drag them to the right so that this star is the only thing we can see. All right, first off, what I want is to have the star go zoom. Very descriptive sound effects, but what I mean by that is to go from not seeing it at all and it will just appear. So to do that, we're going to work with the first characteristic, which is scale. So we're gonna make it go from 0 size to full size. So scale, the hotkey is S. So make sure you're on this layer of that star right there and then press S. And then you'll see it says scale right there. Perfect. Wow, great job. Okay, now at this point in our play line here, where this bar represents this star, right? Now, when it first appears, we don't want to see it at all. So we want the scale to be at 0. So, right, when we put that to 0, we can't see it. Now, to make sure that it's at 0 at that point, what we do is we hit this little clock doohickey. And then when we want it to appear full size, we move our little play line to where we want it to show full size, and then we'll hit 100, enter. And then the program automatically makes another keyframe right there. So now we have 2 spots. So at our first diamond, it's at 0. At our second diamond, it's at 100%. So then everything in between is all the layers, all the steps to make it 100%. Look at that. Boom, it goes big. Perfect. Okay, cool. So let's make it take a little bit longer. We can move this second one further so it takes longer to get to full scale. Now, actually, I want to be faster. So it goes to full scale. Now, since it just going from small to large like this, that's kind of a boring animation. It's a little bit amateur too. So, and since we are not amateurs, we are full-on professionals, we're going to select both of these keyframes. And now we're going to hit this button, Graph Editor. Oh, so scary. What is this? Now we're getting into a graph? Man, nah, it's actually super simple because this dot here represents this one. And this dot here represents this one. So it's really just another way to see the same thing. Super easy. So what we want to do is change the angle of this line. That will change how simple this animation is. Because you see this straight line, that absolutely represents how straight our animation is, how dull our animation is. So it just goes from small to big. That's it. And it's just a regular speed. So we'll select this one, and we want to have a handle so we can change it. So we're going to press Convert Selected Keyframe to Auto Bezier. So it's this little round line with one dot. And that gave us a little handle thing. If you've used Illustrator, which if you're watching this, hopefully you have. And then we'll select that one and we'll hit the exact same button, Convert to Auto Bezier. Now we have 2 things we can play around with. So watch this, right? I'm going to hit this button that says fit graphs to view. So that just gives us a little bit easier of a view to see. I'm going to put it up more. So this will hopefully, at this point, it'll go to 110% size. So if it's making sense, then the star will actually start here tiny. It'll go bigger than it's supposed to be, and then it'll come back down to regular size. So let's watch that for a second. See? So it gets big, and then it comes down again. Boom, just like that. Let's do it even more dramatically. So it goes like this. Yep. Chunk. So that's nice, right? Now we can change kind of the speed of things with this one. So we'll go like this. Chong. Chong. All right, nice. It's pretty fun, actually, to make it dramatic like that. And if you want to zoom out on this, you can use this little mountain range. Big mountain, small mountain, mountain range. Cool. So to go in and out of the graph editor, just hit graph editor, go out, hit graph editor again. So that's cool. Now our star is fully animated with scale, and it has a more professional appearance because it gets big and then it snaps back. All right, now the best thing about After Effects is that we can apply this same effect to all the other stars, so we can save tons of time. So what we're gonna do is, we're gonna select both of these points. We're gonna hit Control C. You can tell they're selected because they're blue. Press Control C. And then we're gonna select all the other star layers. We know there are star layers because we made them fuchsia. Fuchsia. All right, now we want to use the same characteristic for all the other stars. So zoom out on our thing here. Go to where they all start. So when I say go to, I mean move this little thing. I think it's called a playhead. I don't know. We'll just call it the blue line. And then we'll move it to the beginning of all these, right? And then we have all of them selected. So if we press S once, it'll show us the scale for the scale characteristic for every one of those layers. And now the magic comes in. We can just press, because we copied these two before. Now just select all of these and then hit Control V. And it literally pastes it on all the layers. So now watch all the stars. So all of the stars have the same characteristic. They all expand and get smaller as well. So, but because we don't want one star to come in and then all the other stars to show up at the same time, that's super boring. All we have to do now is just stagnate them a little bit. Just move them around randomly. It's fine. No biggie diggy. I love it when they call me Big Papa. Okay, so look. Now all the stars come in at different times. Shong, 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 shong. Shong, 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 shong. And if you think the stars come in too fast, just move stuff like this. Just move the right point so that it takes longer for the animation to complete. Like this. So now watch the stars. Right? Takes a little bit longer. Super cool. All right, now our planet, just janky, right? The planet just appears out of nowhere. That's lame. So what we're gonna do is, I wanna do one more thing to our stars, actually. What I want to have now is, after the stars appear, I want them to start spinning, you know, like wheels or something, like a star car. Oh, that'd be cool, have a star car. Okay, so we're gonna go with the first star. Actually, let's select all of them, and since we don't want to see the scale characteristic anymore, just press U. U will close it down. And now we're just going to start with our favorite star. That's not the star we were working with before. Yes, it is. That's the one on the right. We're going to have is, when it gets to about here, we're going to have it start spinning to the right. So our second characteristic we're going to work with, the first one was scale, and S was the button for that. The next one is, we wanted to spin. Another word for spinning is rotation. Rotation. So the characteristic for that is R. So you make sure that you have that shape selected, and you press R. Now we have rotation. Baller. So right here, where our playhead is, blue line, we don't want anything to spin. So we'll have no spin there. And then we actually want the stars to spin for the entirety of the animation. So we'll go, let's zoom out a little bit so we can get to the end a little faster. So we'll go all the way, let's not go all the way to the end, maybe about here. And then we're gonna have maybe like 4 rotations. All right, so now watch this one star. It comes up and see how it spins? Awesome. So it starts spinning actually while it's still getting big. If we want it to start later, we'll put that start one a little bit later. So it gets big and then it starts, right? Let's have it go all the way and then start spinning. Like, actually, I like it to start spinning sooner. So it'll go like this, right? Even sooner is cooler. Shung! Now the star is spinning pretty nicely, pretty beautifully. All right, so now we can take the same principle we used last time. We'll copy and paste these two things, press Control C, and then we'll select all the other star layers, and we will go, what will we do? We'll press R, because we want to see all of their rotation characteristics. So what we'll do is we'll come over here, and then we'll just hit Control V. And then that puts it literally on every single star. So dope. And then what we're going to do is we're going to move it so that it's more consistent with where these ones are. So for instance, the bars to the left, we'll move all those to the left. This bar is to the right, we'll move all these to the right. This one's actually okay. This one, its bar is to the right. This one starts a little bit to the left. This one make to the right. Yada, 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 and so forth until we have this thing going on. Shung. All right, so you see this one star that's freaking out right here? I'll show you what the problem is with that one, if we can find out which one that is. Let's close down all of these. So press U twice that time to close them all down. And then let's go searching for that star. Man, I should name these a little bit better. Aha! So it's U. So this is the problem child right here. So we're gonna go to like wherever we think it should be. And then we're gonna move the Y. So we're gonna move this, hopefully on top of it. So now it should go. See, now it stays where it should be. Because we didn't have the Y properly on top of it to begin with. That's what messed it up. All right. Cool, now the stars are spinning. Now, let's work on the next step. So we have all of the stars, how we want them to be. Now we're gonna start with the planet. So I'm gonna move the pole to the right, because we don't want the pole yet, and we don't want the flag yet. And I'm actually gonna move the planet, no, that's the text. So this is the planet. We don't want the text either. So the planet, we're gonna actually have the same characteristics in terms of scale. So we're gonna have it, but first let's move the Y to the middle of the planet, if we can. Just eyeballs it, looks great, looks fine. So we'll move the Y to the middle of the planet, and then we'll bring up the scale characteristic, because here we don't want to see it, we want to have it as 0. And then we want to have a keyframe there so that we can say at that point it's at 0%. Then about here we'll say at this point we want it to be 100%. Enter. Now watch, it goes from nothing to fullness, just like my career. Now still at nothing. Anyways, we'll go like that, and now since appearing that way is a little bit amateurish, let's move the flag and all that stuff over to the right. We are going to customize it again with the graph editor. Graph editor is my favorite thing in After Effects. If we select both of these and go convert to Auto Bezier, we can see these little things. Let's give it basically the same thing, so it gets a little bit bigger than it should and pops back down. Shung shung. Shung shung. Perfect. All right, let's zoom out, see how that's going. So the planet appears, good. Now, maybe about planet appears, pole pops up. So we're gonna have the pole. Where's the pole? Here we are. Yeah. And for this pole, now we're gonna put the Y in the middle of the planet. So we want the planet's Y point and the pole's Y point to be basically as close together as we can possibly get them. And it's totally fine if they're a little bit off, as long as they're like pretty close. So you can tell they're a little bit off, but that's more than close enough. Perfect. So for this Y, the pole, what we're going to work on is the third characteristic. So far, we've talked about scale, which is S, rotation, which is R. Now, the third characteristic is position. So we're going to have this pole. Actually, we're going to move it a little bit to... No, we're going to leave it there. That's fine. So we're going to have the pole be behind the planet, and then it's going to pop up out of the planet. So we want, at this point in our animation, to get to position characteristic, we'll press P. So make sure you're on that layer and then press P, and it shows up. So at this point, we want the position to be behind the planet, right? And now we'll actually move Y. We're gonna have it be in the middle of the planet. Let me see the one. Okay, that's fine. And then we're gonna hit this one. Okay, and then we're gonna have it pop up pretty fast, actually. So right about here, we want it to be here. All right, and then let's apply the same thing. So we'll go in here to our graph, and this time, if we hit Auto Bezier, nothing happens. We can't see any of the handlebars. Dang it. So what we're going to do is we're going to select them, and this time we're going to hit Separate Dimensions. Wow. To a new dimension where everything is tastier. All right. Now we're just going to have our graph go a little bit extend down this time. So watch what the pole does. Pong. So it gets a little bit taller than it should and snaps back very quickly. Let's make it a little bit slower if we can. So it goes like this. There you go, right? The pole comes out. So let's go back to our animation. Go between the mountains. And let's see how that goes. So the planet shows up, the pole pops out. Planet shows up, pole pops out. And at this point... All right. Actually, we wanted the... All right, it's fine, whatever. All right, now we need the flag to appear, right? So what we're going to do is, where is our flag? Flag is here. We're gonna move the flag over to where we want it to appear. Here, flag pulls up. Okay, fine. All right. So we want the flag to kind of appear to the left. So it's going to start on the right and go shoom to the left. Now the problem is that this flag, it's not going to fit behind this pole, right? It can't hide behind that pole. That's crazy. So we need to create something. Also, we're going to move the Y of this flag to the middle of our planet and try to make it this basically the same as this one. Wow, super close. That's insane. All right, good. So we are going to have this flag. We're going to do something a little bit tricky. Make sure that none of the layers are selected. Good. And then hit this rectangle tool. Make a black square. It doesn't have to be black. Just make a square around where you want the flag to appear. So that's why we put it here. So if the flag is outside the black box, can't see it. Then when the flag comes into the black box, you'll be able to see the flag. All right. Now, anytime you make a new shape in After Effects, it's going to show up from the very beginning of the animation. And obviously, that's not what we want. So we're going to go to where we want the flag to show up, which is here. And we're going to select the shape we just made. And we're going to cut it to the left because we don't want it to show up there. So we'll go Alt or Option if you're a Mac user. Blech. And then go Alt left bracket. That's where it begins. Pop. So it goes pop, right? If you want to kill something, you go Alt right bracket, and that's what ends it. See that? Boom, boom. Okay. So right here is where we want the flag to start. So we're going to make it now so that our flag shows up inside this black box and we can't see the black box. To do this, we want to move the black box on top, just the layer above what we want to see. So if we want to see the flag, we want to have the black box be the layer above it. Perfect. So that's what we have. We want to see the flag. We have the black box right above it. Now we're going to select the flag layer, what we want to see, and then go to the middle here, track matte. If you can't see that, then hit this little thing here. If yours looks like this, then hit this and go boom, and now you can see all that. Now, you want to change that from none to alpha matte shape layer 1. And it says shape layer 1 because that's the layer above it. If there was any other layer above it, it would say alpha matte, Okay, shape layer 1. So you can see it changed the little logos on the left here. So what that means is now this flag, anytime it's inside that black box, you can see it. Whenever it's out, you can't see it. See that? Perfect. Which is exactly what we want, because we want, right when the flag appears, we want the position, so press P, the position we want to have to the right so that you can't see it. Now we'll hit this so that at that key point, it starts there. And then probably about here, we're going to have it be where we want it to be. So like right there, right? So now, watch this. It comes in, right? Boom. Now we're going to move the text a little bit later. Shung. We're going to slow this down. Move that to the right. All right. Now, like any animation, we are truly professional heroes. So we're going to select both of these. We're going to go to our graph, and we're going to get a little bit jiggy with it. Will Smith would be super proud. All right. Now we're going to go and move our handles, something like this, which is the exact same style we've been using the entire time, which is to have it go a little bit further than it should and snap back. Trust me, there are other things you can do, which we'll do one of them. You'll see. But I'm really enamored with this kind of idea. Boom, 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 boom. All right, that seems fine. So now we have the planet appears, the pole pops out, and then the flag. Let's see how fast that goes. So the stars, the planet, pole pops out. Let's zoom out a little bit and watch it all again to make sure timing is kind of interesting. So I think there's too much time between when we see the planet and when the pole pops out. So I'm going to move the pole a little bit closer there. So it's going to go, ooh. That's pretty cool. And then we're actually going to move the flag popping out closer too. So it'll go maybe a little bit further away. That's pretty cool. All right, so now I want the text. So we're gonna do the exact same thing, but we're actually gonna move the Y to the middle of the planet. Hopefully all our Ys can be very close to each other so that we don't have to make it complicated at the end. All right, our flag pops out. Now we want our text to show up a little bit better because right now it just goes dung, dung, just from nothing to something. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna use the exact same technique for the text. Make sure nothing's shown. Hit the rectangle tool. Make a box around the area that you want to see. All right, but it's showing up for the entirety of the animation. So we're gonna click on it, move our blue line to where we want it to start, and go Alt, left bracket. Perfect, right? Perfect. So now it appears here. Okay, so if you remember from last time, we want this shape layer, we want the black box to be one layer up of what we want to see. So we want to see the text. So we have the black box above it. We select the text and we go track matte, alpha matte, shape layer 2. And shape layer 2 is this new black box that we just made. So now if we select our text, we can move it around, can't see it, can't see it, can't see it, can see it, right? Perfect. So what we want is now, at this point, we don't want to see the aliens, bruh. So we're going to move it up. Actually, let's open the position characteristic by pressing P. So here, we don't want to see it. So we're going to put it up there, and then we're going to hit position button. And then about over here, we're going to move it down again. So we'll have it be there. So now we have two cool things. And now let's play with customizing how it comes in. And let's change it up this time. So that this time it kind of maybe starts out fast and then goes to a slower point. So it'll be something like this maybe. Or that's too fast. So it'll be kind of a little bit slower, sir. Let's go here and give us some more room for it to peer. Yeah. So see how it kind of slows down here? Now it just comes in rather perfectly, doesn't it? Shung. But I want to have it all start after the flag is entirely finished, so we'll go like this. Yeah. Aliens, bruh. All right, let's see how that whole thing works. Aliens, bruh. That's kind of funny. Aliens, bruh. All right, now let's see where all of their Y's are. So we're actually going to move the Y here, which hopefully will be close to that Y. Good. Good, good, good. Now this Y, we also want to move to the middle of the planet. Because I'll tell you why in a second here. What we want now is we're going to have the planet, the pole, the flag, we're going to have it all rotate once around. So it's going to go shoong around and finish. So what we're going to do is we're going to select the planet layer. Wait, what is this? That's the planet. Then what is this? That's the pole. Okay, so we'll select the pole, select the planet, select the box for the text, select the text, then select the box for the flag, and select the flag. Cool. And then when do we want to start rotating? Maybe about here. So we'll hit R. Oh, that's awesome. None of them have a rotation characteristic. Now, so here we're going to start the rotation. So we're going to press a thing at 0. And then about here, we're going to have it do a full rotation. So we're just going to move this around. So do you see our pole? It's freaking out, right? Our pole is freaking out because its Y is at the wrong place. So here it's going to do a full rotation. Cool. So it looks pretty good, except for we need to figure out what we can do about our pole. So in order to fix the pole problem, this is what I'm going to do. See our pole here? I am going to make a duplicate of it. So I'm actually going to get rid of that rotation thing. Pop, pop. And after the pole appears, I'm going to end it. Alt right bracket. Then we're going to copy and paste. So now we actually have two poles. Two of the same poles with the exact same characteristics. So what we want to make a fresh pole. So we're going to get rid of the old pole's characteristics. So we'll press P because that's what it had before. Now see it has all these keyframes. We'll just delete all these. Delete, 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 delete. All right. So now you actually can't see this. I'll make a separation so you can see. This is the old pole, no pole. Now the new pole. See that? Now we're going to move the new pole next to the old pole so that there's a seamless transition. Nobody can tell, but there's actually two poles we've just created. All right, now this one, now we can move the Y to the middle of the planet. Nothing, I repeat, nothing is going to stop us. Yeah, that's right. Oh, you ever seen the show Invader Zim? That was kind of a cool show. I always thought I should get a dog. All right, cool. So now, we're going to have the new pole extend all the way to the end. Well, all the way to the end. What's this one? Oh, that's the box. All right. So on our new pole layer, we're just going to copy the rotation that we did for everything else. So just look at any of them. Press R. So we're going to steal the rotation from the text that we just made. And we're going to select these. Control C. And now we're going to go to our new pole, and then go to rotation, and then hit Control V. So now we'll have them be perfectly aligned. Now, if everything goes well, which I believe it should, then the pole will go with it this time. See that? Shoo, now the pole goes with it. Perfecto. But the problem is, I mean, that's not a problem. I just hope you understand that because the pole, its position was changing, and so the Y changed. So the Y was here when it needed to rotate. So it was rotating around a different point than the planet and the flag was, which created a problem. So all we did was we ended the old pole and we created a new pole in the exact same place, but we changed the Y back to where it needed to be. So now everything rotated well. So because our rotation is super amateur and we are seasoned professionals, we have to select this, everything that we span, everything that we spun around, the planet, the pole, the shape for the text, and the shape for the flag, and the flag. There we go. Let's hit R so we can see all of them. Now we're just gonna select all the points, and we'll go back to my favorite thing in the world, the graph. And the Auto Bezier will work this time. Auto Bezier. And now we can have, we'll make it go kind of slow. And then we're going to do that. We're going to do my favorite thing. So it's going to go a little bit further than it should and then step back. Let's see what that does. Snap is a little bit too feisty. Let's hit this fill all graphs to view so we can see it just a little bit better. All right, let's start from here and go. Shung. That's pretty good. Shung. All right. The only problem is then we have tons of time left in our animation. So let's just make it take a little bit longer. Boom. All right, that's good. So all the stars show up, and that shows up, then it spins around, and it says, aliens, bruh. Aliens, bruh. Okay, that's it. So once you've done all those steps, you're gonna wanna hit File, Export to Render Queue, and then this time, get a little bit more serious with your naming when it matters. So we'll go Planet Animation. Blah, blah, blah. No, don't do that. Don't do that. Final render. Whatever. Sure. And then desktop, we'll go save, and then we'll hit render. And then it will go through the whole animation, and it's going super fast. Oh, that's cool. Aliens, bruh. Now remember, don't write aliens, bro, on yours. Write, the love of your life, or the name of your business, or maybe your college, or your soccer team. Whatever you want. That'd be super dope. Also change the colors, whatever you want. If you do this, make sure to tag me. Tag me on the grams, bro. So let's watch this. What did we just make? This one. Yeah, tag me on the grams, bro. Just go @Zim Mayfield. All right, let's watch the final edition. So press play. Oh, all the stars came out. Aliens, bro. Hey, cool. All right, we'll play again. Well, probably if I wanted to spend more time, I would change up a lot of the speed on things. So like I would have it all pop up a little bit faster, just so it flows better like this. So I'd have it go shung, and then I have the flag. So I'd have less time between the flag and when the text appears, and then also when it starts spinning, I'd make that all faster. All right, anyways, that was it for this animation tutorial. If you liked it and learned something about it, learned something about animation, then make sure to leave a like. And if you like the channel, then hit subscribe like a true boss, because we're all professionals around here. Yeah, maybe. We'll get there one day. Okay, catch you later. No, wait, what do I say? Yeah, see you later, alligator. Stay awesome, possum. It kind of edits things. And then you can go back in here if you think the bottom's too dark. Just go back in and